Donald Trump is losing so badly to Kamala Harris in recent polling that he really doesn't know what to do with himself. And so, as always, he has resorted to his favorite tactic in the world, and that is lying. He is attacking Kamala Harris with these false claims in his speeches, and he's making ridiculous and baseless Truth Social posts all the time. And one of those posts that he made, a video that he posted, we're going to check out in just a second. But quickly, I want to provide a little bit of context. Now, in this video, Donald Trump is showing old clips of the media talking about how Vice President Harris, in the beginning of her time as vice president, wasn't our most popular VP in history. And of course, things have changed since then. She has shown the world how incredible she is. She has done historic work with the Biden administration. And so that's changed. And recent polling shows her actually skyrocketing in approval rating. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But that's the context for this clip. It's a little bit ridiculous, but I wanted to show it to y'all because it has completely backfired in Donald Trump's face. And we're going to talk about why. But first, let's get to the clip.
There are reports that say that you have the lowest approval rating of any vice president.
Well, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings.
Swing voters don't like Harris. How big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
She's a pretty big drag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision.
They don't like her. There's lots of reasons they don't like her.
So obviously old attacks on Kamala Harris from 2021 that are so long ago and so meaningless now that she is soaring in the polls that it's kind of funny to see Trump grasping at straws with these bad attacks on Kamala Harris. And in this graph right here that I want to show you, we see Kamala Harris surging in approval rating while Donald Trump is really falling off. Let's take a look at this. Yes, you see her arrow pointing directly up as Trump's is kind of waffling and falling down, and she is so much higher above him in approval rating that it's just kind of crazy. And I wanted to talk more about that poll because Mediaite did some reporting on it that I want to get into that shows just how unpopular Donald Trump is. And it's not just how unpopular he is, but he's losing in the most key swing states. And we're going to get into that in just a second. A Fox News poll, yes, the Fox propaganda outlet, absolutely devastated Donald Trump with how low he was polling in key swing states. So stick around to the end of the video for that. But let's get into this reporting from Mediaite. A new poll shows Kamala Harris's popularity soars 8 points in a single week, now having a +1 favorability rating compared to Donald Trump's -16. The popularity of Vice President Kamala Harris has surged, while former President Donald Trump's has simultaneously fallen, a new poll has found. According to a survey put out Sunday by ABC News Ipsos, the vice president's popularity skyrocketed 8 points in just 1 week. In all, 43% of respondents said they view Harris favorably, compared to 40% who view her unfavorably. Just last week, the same poll pegged the vice president's favorability at 35%, compared to 46% unfavorability. And while Harris is now above water in the poll, Trump is very much underwater. The former president, who reached a 4-year high in 40% in the poll last week, is now back down to 36%. His unfavorability rating, meanwhile, now stands at 52%, a -16 spread compared to the vice president's +1. And the news is no better for Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance. The poll found just 24% have a favorable opinion of the GOP vice presidential nominee, compared to 39% who have an unfavorable view. Yes, this discrepancy in the favorability between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is just staggering. A +1 favorability and a -16 for Trump. This is a huge change in the race. We saw President Biden with lower favorabilities as of late, and now that is completely changed as Kamala Harris surges. And like I said, that's even being reflected in polling done by traditionally Republican outlets like Fox News, who had this poll out in swing states that just showed how dominant Kamala Harris is right now. She is up 2 points in Wisconsin, up 3 points in Pennsylvania, up 8 in Minnesota, and up 10 in Michigan. 10 in Michigan is historic. That is an incredible poll for Kamala Harris, showing in an important swing state like Michigan, she is really pulling ahead. Now, I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't think that Kamala Harris is going to win Michigan by 10. Maybe she does. I'm not sure. But that number alone just shows how much she is surging. And it's not only numbers. There has been anecdotal data on the ground of Republicans in Michigan saying that now they're reconsidering their vote for Trump. CNN did a little bit of reporting, and they found a couple of Republicans in a typically red county in Michigan saying that now Kamala Harris is the nominee. They're considering switching their vote. Let's check it out.
You are a Republican.
Yes.
And in 2020, did you vote for Donald Trump? Yes.
2016 also?
Yes.
And now this year, had you planned to vote for Donald Trump?
Well, I did. Now, tables might turn.
With Kamala Harris?
Yes.
So you're not sure?
Not sure. So I gotta research a little more.
But you like Kamala Harris?
Yes, I do.
Macomb County, where nearly 900,000 people live, has gone for Donald Trump the last 2 presidential elections, and Barack Obama for the 2 before that. In the last 20 presidential elections, Republicans have won 10, Democrats have won 10. So we took a tour of this key county to see what voters make of the dramatic developments in the presidential race. What we saw was a lot of reflection. John Hebert is a retired Marine, a Vietnam War veteran, a political independent.
Before Kamala Harris got in the race, were you undecided, or did you know who you were going to vote for president?
I was definitely leaning towards Trump before she got in.
And now how do you feel now that she's in?
I'm waffling a little bit.
Yes, we are seeing people who had their votes locked in for Donald Trump starting to waver a little bit, starting to say, I'm not sure if I want to stick around with this Donald Trump guy. I don't know if it's the contrast between convicted felon Trump and career prosecutor Kamala Harris, or if it's just her amazing record finally being talked about, or maybe MAGA is snapping out of their MAGA mindset and finally coming to terms with what this race really is. We have 100 days left, and everyone needs to start to realize that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. I know my viewers know that, but there's a lot of people around the country who don't, and it is time for them to wake up to the reality of the danger that Donald Trump poses. And a lot of people are right now. This incredible poll for Kamala Harris and absolutely humiliating for Donald Trump shows that black voters in Michigan have a 0% approval rating for Donald Trump, or at least 0% of black voters in a recent poll said they would support Donald Trump. Let's take a look. Former President Donald Trump received the support of no black voters in a new Michigan survey. The WDIV Detroit News poll found that the presidential race is in a dead heat between Trump, the Republican nominee, and Vice President Kamala Harris, the presumptive Democratic nominee, with each receiving 41% of support. Among the black voters surveyed, 82% supported Kamala Harris, 11.5% backed independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy, and none supported Trump. Other polls have indicated that Trump's gains among black voters have eroded since President Joe Biden quit the presidential race on Sunday and quickly endorsed Harris, who is of black and South Asian descent, to replace him at the top of the ticket. Yes, we have seen an incredible groundswell of support for Kamala Harris all across the country with all demographics of voters. We have seen people reporting in polls that they are more excited than ever to vote. We have seen hundreds of thousands of new volunteers, hundreds of thousands of first-time donors, and hundreds of millions of dollars raised for Kamala Harris because there is so much support out there. And that support doesn't just translate to excitement for Kamala Harris. It is also, going against Donald Trump too. It's not that just Democrats and maybe some independents are excited about Kamala Harris. We see, like we did with those voters earlier in the video, a little bit of concern with Trump voters, maybe finally breaking out of the MAGA mindset, maybe finally stepping away from Donald Trump. And that is because Kamala Harris is surging so much right now. And it's really because of the incredible message that she's delivering. And so I wanted to quickly play a clip of that message because I think we need to be playing it every video. So let's take a look.
And this campaign is also about 2 different visions for our nation. One, where we are focused on the future. The other, focused on the past. We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. A future where no child has to grow up in poverty. Where every worker has the freedom to join a union. Where every person has affordable health care, affordable child care, and paid family leave. We believe in a future where every senior can retire with dignity. So all of this is to say, building up the middle class, will be a defining goal of my presidency.
I love the way our vice president talks about freedom. I love talking about the freedom to not just get by, but to get ahead. I love talking about the freedom and the future that we are fighting for. It is so important, and Kamala Harris delivers that message in such an important way. And I absolutely love to see the energy that is behind that message, coalescing behind her, all of the support, the momentum that we are building right now ahead of November. We have 100 days left, and we are going to work hard in every single one of those days, every single hour, every single minute, and every single second. And if you want to be part of a movement that's doing that, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, that you are joining the movement that we are building on this channel. And if you like what we are doing on this channel, make sure to hit the like button, hit that thumbs up. It really does go a long way in supporting these videos and would really mean the world to me. Y'all's support is so incredible, and we have built such a great community so fast. It's been a little over 2 weeks since we launched this new channel, and we've already blown past 80,000 subscribers. That is incredible. I am really so grateful for y'all, the support that we have on this channel, the positive community that we are building. Every comment section I see, blue heart, support for everyone commenting. It really means the world to me that we are building such an incredible community. And if you are a new subscriber, please let me know. I'd love to thank you in the comments. I always scroll through to see who our new subscribers are, and I'd like to thank them. And our new subscribers, all of our friends who are old subscribers, make sure to thank the new subscribers. I want to build some positivity on this channel. It would really mean the world to me. I love what we are building. I am so excited about this movement. And until next time, I'll see you soon.